Hi guys, I'm Reena Vokoun, the founder and CEO of PassionFit, and I am so excited to share our 9th YouTube video series with all of you. This is going to be a 2-part series, and I have 2 very special guests with me today. I'd like to introduce you to my mom, Rekha Prasad.
Hello.
And I'd also like to introduce you to my dad, Kumar Prasad.
Hello.
My parents are 2 of the most important people in my entire life. I am the woman I am today because of both of them. They immigrated to the United States from India in 1970, and they were pursuing the American dream, trying to create the best life possible for our family while also preserving our Indian culture. So they have learned and experienced so much over the last 50 plus years. So for this series, I am going to be interviewing my mom on her Eastern perspectives on health and wellness, and I'm going to be interviewing my dad on his tips and advice on entrepreneurship. I'd actually interviewed both of them 8 years ago when I first started PassionFit for my blog, and now we're excited to bring this video to life for all of you. Feel free to connect with your doctor if you have any physical or mental health concerns, because not all health and wellness and business advice is suitable for everyone, but we hope that this will be a heartfelt, engaging, and informative video series that you'll all enjoy, and hopefully it will enrich your life in some way. Thank you. Hi guys, I'm Reena Vokoun, the founder and CEO of PassionFit, and I'm so excited to be interviewing my mom today, where she is going to be sharing her tips and tricks on health and wellness from an Eastern perspective. All right, Mom, so tell me, how did you first become interested in health and wellness? Because you've been a huge influence on me in my life, and a lot of my interests from health and wellness come from you.
I was always very conscious about health, and my mom, credit goes to my mom, because she taught me that, exercise is very important in life, and you should start your day with doing some exercise.
Yeah.
And that's what I have been doing all my life. And then food, that's very important. Healthy food, you should always eat healthy food. So that will always stayed in my mind.
Yeah.
And I was following my mom's, ideas. And then when I got married, and when I had all 4 of you, then I became more conscious that I have to give them, balanced diet and teach them to do exercise, every day. And that's what, usually all of you are doing it, especially you. You followed, a lot.
Thanks,
what
Mom.
I taught you. And I'm very proud of you that
you,
you're
Mom.
doing it. And today you put me in front of camera.
Well, yeah, because I want to showcase your,
know.
teachings, because so
Yeah.
much of what I learned and so much of
Yeah.
what I value has come from how you raised us, and you drove us all to sports our entire,
Yes, yes.
childhood and teenage years,
Yeah.
and now I'm doing that, obviously,
Yes.
for our kids.
Right,
but I
right.
think it really stemmed from your teachings,
Yes.
and Nani, my grandmother's teachings.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite philosophies, Mom, when it comes to cooking? You are the chef of our entire extended family. All the kids and grandkids love your cooking, especially your Indian cooking. So maybe share some of your tips and your secrets.
I just don't want very fried food, because I don't eat, so I don't like to make it.
Yeah.
But everything I want it to be tasty, but not very spicy. But I put a lot of spices. And when I make chicken, then we use main thing is onion, garlic, ginger, which is very good. And then coriander powder and turmeric powder and little chili. And these are very healthy spices. Turmeric is antiseptic.
Yes.
And we have been using it for ages.
Yeah.
I grew up with it. My grandmother, grandmother, they all grew up with all these spices. So it's very old, ancient spices. And then the cardamom, cumin, mustard seeds, they're all very healthy. And cinnamon, bay leaf. And we have been using it for vegetables and non-vegetarian, like chicken curry or fish curry. We always use those things.
Yeah.
And then we season like lentil soup with cumin and mustard seeds. So it makes it more tasty.
Yeah. And all of
So,
these spices, I remember when we were growing up, they weren't available in regular grocery stores. You always
yeah,
had to go to a special
Indian
Indian
stores.
store. And
Yes.
now it's becoming much more mainstream.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. When we came, I think it was 1971, and at that time it was very hard to get any Indian spices or Indian, even not too many restaurants were there
That's
at
right.
that time.
That's right. Yeah. Now
And
there's a plethora of Indian
yeah, it's getting
restaurants.
very popular. People like Indian food because they realize it's very healthy
Yeah.
because it's a balanced, diet.
Right.
So
Yeah, all the meals you've made, it's a combination, right, of whole grains and, vegetables, healthy
yeah,
proteins, whether you're vegetarian or you eat meat.
yes, usually, if it's a lunch or dinner, we have like brown rice, whole grain, wheat. I mean, wheat tortilla, we call it chapati,
Yeah.
and then vegetables like eggplants and spinach, cauliflower,
Broccoli, zucchini.
broccoli, zucchini, a lot of, you make it in different ways
Yeah.
and you season with different seasoning and tastes very good. And
Yeah.
then non-veg, we always cook, we discussed about it.
Right.
And then some salad. It's always, in Indian food, every day we eat salad and that becomes like
It's a good
like
habit.
good habit.
Yeah.
And the salad is with like cucumber, tomato,
Yeah. You can add carrots or
carrots, and whatever you
Yeah.
want to. The
Yeah.
healthy way is like we either do vinegar or lemon juice.
right, instead of high
All kind
calorie
of-
fatty
yeah,
dressings
yeah. So it's very healthy, and especially in India, the weather is hot
most of the
most of
time.
the time. So cool salad feels good.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's very soothing on a hot
yeah.
day.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I grew up, and that's how I started, teaching you guys, and you guys developed taste for Indian food.
Yeah.
Even the grandchildren, they like it.
Yeah,
So
they
I'm
love
happy
it.
about that.
Yeah, it's a very rich cuisine, and I'm really
Yes.
glad that now it's more available
Yeah.
all throughout the world, and more people
right.
get to enjoy
Yeah.
what we enjoy.
Now it's very popular.
Yeah.
When we go to Indian restaurant, Indian people we see less
Yeah.
than other
People from all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're very lucky in that way.
Yeah.
And so, what other, in addition to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the main meals, what other types of healthy snacks do you like to make, or drinks, or juices? Because I know
Yeah.
you have a lot of them. You've taught me a lot of them.
Yeah.
So maybe share that with everybody.
Sure. Usually in the morning, this is my habit that I drink lemon water, warm water with lemon in it, and some 2-3 cloves I put. It's good for your like cough or any kind of cold and
Yeah, upper respiratory
respiratory
issues.
issues, and then some honey in it. So that's how I start my day, and I think you are doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's been hugely helpful, as you know, for
Yeah.
allergies and asthma, which I get a
Yes.
few months out of the year. I know you
Yeah.
get as well.
Yeah.
And it's very healthy and soothing for that.
So, and then nuts, we like it.
Yeah.
And you don't need to eat too much.
Right.
Maybe
Like a handful.
handful of mixed nuts. That includes cashews, almond, pecan, walnut,
walnuts.
and they're all very good protein and
Yeah.
it's good for your brain. So that's how I start my day.
Yeah.
And then in the afternoon, you can make smoothie. I like smoothie, and I make usually with fruits like banana, apple, berries, and then I mix some carrots or spinach, something, so it
Yeah.
tastes good,
Uh-huh.
and some Greek yogurt in it.
Yeah.
So you
For
don't
protein
yeah,
and calcium.
Yeah, so it's very healthy. If you don't want to eat lunch, then this is very healthy, and it's filling.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to make smoothies as well for breakfast or even brunch.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of the same fruits that you put in yours. I
Yeah.
like to add almond milk to mine,
Yeah.
and berries, bananas, maybe a little bit of dark chocolate
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, you love chocolate.
I do love chocolate. Yeah. So so I like your recipes, and I've kind of created some of my own as well. But you're right, it's a really great way to get your fruits and vegetables
everything in it,
and
and
calcium
then,
and everything in one.
Children, it's very good. They like it, and this way they get to eat some vegetables and some fruits.
Yeah, it's a way to kind of sneak it in.
Yeah.
That's great, Mom. And then what are your views on diets? Because I know, growing up, you always taught us to have a very healthy body image and, never told us that we had to look a certain way or diet or restrict ourselves. And I appreciate that. I know all of us kids have appreciated it. And I think that's also something to share with this next generation where body image is on social media so much. And I think some of the old tried and true principles are really applicable here.
Yeah, I never believed in going on diet. I always believed in eating everything in moderation. And that's what I did. That's what I taught you guys. That you should not restrict yourself from any food. Food is not bad. The way you eat, that's the bad part. If you overdo with any kind of food, it's bad for you. But if you're eating in moderation, then things are good.
Right. And if you're preparing it with healthy ingredients, it can still be tasty even if it's healthy.
Right.
That's important.
And that's what I've been doing all these years, and look, I'm fine.
That's right. Yeah, you are a great role model. You've been healthy, and I think it's important for people to know to not cut food groups out as well, because we need all the fruits, the vegetables, right? Proteins, healthy fats, healthy carbohydrates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's
all.
Yeah, it's very helpful. And I practice it. That's what I recommend to my
Yeah,
clients.
I know.
And I think with my training in nutrition, I've been certified in nutrition over the last several years. And it's been interesting to see how a lot of those philosophies are what you've taught me.
Yeah.
So, the Indian style of eating or the
Right.
Mediterranean style of eating is, very well known, like at Harvard School of Public Health and Harvard Medical School promotes that as well.
Yeah, now all these Ayurvedic medicine and all these are getting so popular. Yoga, and these are ancient stuff, things which in our old ages, Rishi Munis are doing. Eating fruits. They used to live on fruits.
Right.
Do yoga and live on fruits.
Yeah.
So,
it's been around for centuries.
Centuries, yes.
Yeah. Which is a really good segue into what your views are on medicine, because growing up, obviously, if the doctor recommended medicines, if we were sick, we would take them. But we also always had homeopathic medicines and more natural remedies as well to balance that out. And that has really stuck with me throughout my life.
Yeah, because, when I was growing up, we never had antibiotic unless you have
really
to.
Needed it,
Yeah. So, we used to take homeopathic medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, or natural, like, if you have cough, just drink, lemon water with honey and clove. That will soothe your, throat and all that. So these kind of medicines very popular in India.
Yeah.
And that's how I grew up. And when I came here, and then, I taught you guys the same thing.
Yeah.
That, as long as you can do without it, then you can.
There's fewer side effects.
Yeah, because, no matter what, antibiotics and all that, they have side effects. And these are natural stuff, the Ayurvedic or homeopathic. They are, made with natural stuff.
Right.
So there are not too much side effect.
Right. Yeah. And at the end of the day, though, if your doctor recommends certain medicines, you have to take it.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
Right.
But, I want to
having
take
that
it when
balance.
I have to do it.
Right. If you can use
For
a natural
small
option
things like sneezing, coughing, fever, you can do with all these
over the
natural
counter or
remedies.
natural stuff. Yeah. 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 No, it's a balanced philosophy for sure.
Yes.
And everyone has to do what's right for them.
Yes.
Yeah. And then finally, Mom, what is your philosophy on exercise and having a daily exercise regimen?
Yeah, I have been doing all my life. I start my morning with doing some exercise, like 45 minutes. And then I do my other rituals like drinking lemon water and have some nuts and then coffee. So exercise is very important. And especially now in our age, it's very important doing some yoga, some breathing exercise, which, helps your lungs and heart and everything. And there are some yogas you do, and that's lower your blood sugar, blood pressure. So it's very,
Right.
very helpful.
Right. It's good for your mental and your
Yeah,
physical health.
both.
Managing stress.
Yeah, meditation is very important for your mental health. So these things I do myself, and I always encouraged you guys, and I'm happy that you are doing, a lot of exercises. But all other kids are also doing it, so I'm happy about that. Even grandkids are in it.
Yeah, into
So I'm
sports
happy
and
that
staying active.
they're doing acting. Yeah.
Yeah, and walking is probably one of the
Walking is
most
very
tried and
important.
true ways to
Yes,
get
especially
cardiovascular activity.
especially in our age.
Yeah,
It's very important.
Yeah.
And that's what we are doing.
yeah. You and Papa are good about
Yeah.
walking every day.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
think it's a great philosophy, and it's again it goes back to
too,
moderation.
You feel good.
Right.
When you do 45 minutes of exercise, starts the day like that,
Yeah.
then you know that your day will be good.
Right.
Yeah.
You're starting it off on the right track.
track,
And you're
yeah.
being consistent, right? It doesn't
Yeah,
have to
that's
be
very
extreme
important. No, I
exercises.
never go extreme on anything.
Some people might, and that's
Yeah,
okay too. But
right.
if you want the consistency,
Yes,
that's
yes.
what's important.
Yes.
Is to pick something that you can
Yeah.
do and that's sustainable.
Right.
In your case, like walking and yoga.
Yes, yes.
I know I've bought like hand weights for you and Papa to have you
Right.
do some strength training for
Yes.
bone density building,
Yeah.
which is also important,
Very
especially as
important.
you get older.
Yeah. And my doctor is very impressed with me. She says,
Yeah.
"Wow, you're very flexible." I said, "Yeah, because I do exercise every day." She
Yeah.
said, "That's good. Keep doing it."
Right, exactly. And the yoga helps with that a
Right,
lot.
yoga helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mom, I'm proud of you. I'm so proud to be your daughter, and I really wanted to share and
Thank
showcase
you. Thank
all of your knowledge because, again, it's had such a big impact on me, on the work I do with Passion Fit, and I really just wanted to share you with the world so they can hear all
Thanks
that
for
you.
that, but I'm proud of
believe.
you, what you're doing.
Thank you,
So,
Mom.
yeah, I'm very proud of you. Love you.
Thank you, Mom. I love you.
Love you too.
Hi guys, I'm Reena Vokoun, the founder and CEO of Passion Fit, and I'm really excited to be interviewing my dad today so he can share his tips and insights on entrepreneurship. My dad has been a huge influence in my career, having had a corporate career like him and also becoming an entrepreneur, and I'm just really excited for him to share his advice with all of you. So Papa, my first question for you is tell us about your academic and professional background so everyone can learn a little bit about what you've done.
Yes, my academic background, I have 2 bachelor's degree, from one in metallurgical engineering, another one in law from Ranchi University in India. And my second degree was from NYU in industrial engineering. So that's about my academic background. As for my professional background, I have 6 years of experience in manufacturing and operation, which was in India, and 28 years in brewing industry, all in America. And my afterlife, I mean to say, after my retirement, there was another era, and that was in insurance industry.
Yeah.
And I have spent about 18 years in insurance industry, and I'm still continuing.
That's right. You've had a really fascinating career. And I think what I respect most about you, Papa, is even after all these years and even after retirement, you continue to learn and grow and challenge yourself. And again, being an entrepreneur myself, I can really appreciate how hard it is and how much work it takes. And the fact that you're still doing it and still enjoying it means a lot.
Many people have experience or exposure in 1 or 2 or 3 aspects of a business. But I was fortunate to have aspects of many exposures, like in manufacturing, testing and research, industrial engineering, productivity improvement, strategic planning, and site selection. Site selection was actually the most important highlight of my career, because I was able to locate 3 brewing industry sites, 3 brewing plants, and 2 container plants. And they used to be huge. In size, they used to be anywhere from 500 to $600 million each.
Yeah.
And they used to create 1,000 to 1,500 jobs.
Yeah.
And it was a really grace of God that because of my learning, by my zeal and my knowledge, the state of North Carolina, they conferred upon me what they call the Order of the Longleaf Pine, which is the highest honorary qualification they offer, which is equivalent to the rank of ambassador.
Yeah.
So
That's
that was my
fantastic.
highlight of my career.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you for that, Pop. I remember that when I was a little kid. It's a huge honor. So, in your opinion, what are the most exciting aspects of being an entrepreneur as you fast forward to your current career as an entrepreneur in the insurance and consulting field?
Yeah, the exciting part of being an entrepreneur is that you create a vision for your company. You make decision to achieve that vision, and you take or decide the directions of your company. The another aspect is that you are responsible for everything, for the sales, manufacturing, business, account management, customer relationship, as well as service. And lastly, the success and failure all depends upon you.
Yeah.
And if you succeed, you take a credit for it. If you fail, or if you're unsuccessful, then you blame yourself. But not just blame, you do a creative thinking where you went wrong, what you should do to not repeat the same mistake and go further ahead with full vigor and determination.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of the most exciting and exhilarating things, but it can also be very challenging.
Yeah.
In your opinion, Papa, what are the most challenging aspects of being an entrepreneur?
The most challenging aspect is that each customer, they have their unique set of circumstances and requirements. And you have to come up with a business solution which is legal, moral, ethical, and insurance being a highly regulated company, it should be in compliance with all the regulatory requirements. Even after meeting all these things, it has to be cost competitive so that you can win over that particular job or that particular account.
Right.
The second aspect is that people do not like to change. The business like to stay and have a status quo. So it's most challenging thing to win them over and convince them that you have a solution which is good for them.
Right.
And the third most challenging thing is that because of your solutions, because of your service, you gain their confidence and loyalty. And loyalty to the point that they start referring you to other businesses. So these are the three most challenging things that I think
Yeah.
is every entrepreneur faces.
Right. But the positives that can come from that, like you were saying, to have integrity, to be ethical in how you're working with these companies, to really understand their challenges and to win their loyalty and trust in the end, then becomes the opportunity that comes out of those challenges, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good advice. What is your feeling on taking risks? Because obviously, being an immigrant from India, being in corporate, being an entrepreneur, you've taken a lot of risks, and I, have been able to see the rewards for those risks as your daughter. And so, I'd love for you to share with everyone, what your thoughts are on taking risks in life and in business.
Yeah, I like and I have always taken calculated risk. That means you just don't have to jump into any decision and start a new business or change your job or anything. You have to do a lot of pre-work,
Yeah.
homework, and see whether you can do it or not. Other than taking a risk, the life becomes very stagnant, and there is no growth, and there is no reward. I took calculated risk when I immigrated to America 52 years ago.
Yeah.
When I moved your mom and your siblings over here.
Yeah.
Initially, it was because of the recession in America in 70s. It was difficult for me to get a suitable job. Having come from India and left all my business and my experience there, I had to start again anew. But I didn't give up.
Yeah.
I always looked for a higher solution, and I went for higher studies. I was doing 2 jobs and going to graduate school in the night. Made a lot of sacrifices, didn't have time for spending with the family. But there is a reward, and the reward was that once I graduated, a lot of doors were opened for me.
Yeah.
And I started feeling at that moment that America is really a land of opportunity. And if you work hard and don't give up and keep trying to sustain yourself in the workplace, and we are more competitive, then you'll succeed.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean, I saw it firsthand and experienced it. And the fact that you started from nothing, I know you always say you came to this country with one suitcase and $400 in your pocket, and to be able to have such a respectable career, to put all 4 of us kids through college, and, you know, help the grandchildren as well and be a great role model for them. I mean, it really speaks to your virtues and your values. And I think we are all benefiting and learning from you still every single day. And we're grateful for that, Papa. So in your opinion, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs want to know the answer to this question. I know when I first started out, I asked you this question: how long should you give a business to succeed and start generating revenue and becoming successful?
Based on the statistics, 20% of the startup or new business, they fail in 2 years.
Yeah.
And about 45% fail in about 5 years. So every entrepreneur should have patience and period of trials and tribulations at least for 5 years.
Yeah.
And they should have saved enough of cushion money or startup costs that they can survive that troublesome period.
Yeah.
So I think 5 years should be a good period for anyone to be working, striving, struggling, and trying to get a foothold and be profitable.
Yeah, I think that's a good period of time. I was actually just, I didn't tell you this, Papa, but I was reading an entrepreneurship book last night before bedtime, and you had said this statistic to me about what percentage of businesses fail, and that exact statistic was in the book. So I thought, wow, Papa really knows what he's talking about. And you know, over the 8 years that I've been an entrepreneur, I've definitely had ups and downs and trials and tribulations myself, and you definitely have been the person that has given me the most faith in myself in times when I didn't believe in myself. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs out there, to have somebody that's in your corner that believes in you, that's been through it themselves, can really be a huge help on those really tough days. But if you truly believe in what you're doing, which I know you have in all the businesses that you've run, that will keep you going, right, on those really hard days. And having support in your corner means everything. So thank you for that, Papa. And what is your advice for anyone that wants to start their own business or company? How should they get started, and what should they focus on?
My first advice is that don't rush to start a company. Do your homework, research the industry and the market, assess the needs and requirements, know what are and what could be pitfalls, and be a critic of yourself and decide, do you have core competency? and do you need to develop more? And this core competency development is a lifelong effort.
Right.
So though that would be the basic things I would say. And then second would be that be ready to have obstacles and failures. Things will not happen the way you have planned. Next one is, as in our religious book Gita says, one has no control over the results, but one has control over his karmas. So always try to put in the best effort possible that you can do. Then always be ready for a course correction.
Right.
And as I said, the things never go as planned. So based on the feedback that you get, the results what you get, the failures that you get, be ready to make a course correction.
Yeah.
Next one is, which is, I'm a firm believer, have faith in God. And the God will always give you wisdom, and He will show you the correct path which will get you to the good solution. And if you fail, do not get depressed. Things, do not think that this is the end of the life. You can think in this way that it was not meant for you.
Right.
But destiny has something better for you in the destiny's plan. So I would say that go back to the drawing board and begin a new journey with unwavering determination, full faith and vigor. And lastly, never lose your cool and professionalism. Always be very courteous, polite and positive towards the other person, other party, other company, because you never know in life. You may have to go back to them or they will come back to you. So keep the door open for everyone that you meet with and give an impression that you are ready to work with them and you can be helpful to them and you can provide the solution.
Right. Yeah, that's all really great advice because I do think, yeah, knowing that there could be times where you have to pivot your business, right, or do something a little different than what you intended can be tough, I think, for a lot of entrepreneurs. But knowing when that time comes is critical, and having faith, whether it's a higher power or something bigger than yourself, I think is really important. And I know when I was leaving Google and wanting to start Passion Fit, you had said to me, I want you to create a very thorough business plan and really understand what you want to accomplish, what revenue model you want to have, what products and services you want to have. And that was a very helpful piece of advice for me when I was making that transition. And I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, it's having a plan, but like you said, not being so tied to the result because you don't know how things are going to shake out. But ultimately, it'll work out for the best, right?
And one more thing I would like to emphasize is that there will be many, many times in your life that you'll feel that the dark clouds are over you. And you will be failing one attempt, another attempt. But you never know when the bright sunshine will come. And it has happened to me in my life. I have seen that I was kind of very depressed, but at the same time, by the grace of God, the solutions comes through, and I could never imagine or think how is it possible, but it has been many, many times.
Yeah.
So I'm a great believer in God, and I am a great believer in His kindness for me and for everyone in the mankind, that He will come and help everyone.
Yeah. Well, those are really wonderful thoughts, Papa. And are there any other life lessons as our kind of last concluding question that you would like to share with everyone from your experiences as an immigrant, in being an entrepreneur, working in corporate America, as a father, husband?
Well, I will go back to the initial question that you had, and that is taking risk. Always be prepared to take calculated risk. Because in this changing world, everything changes.
Yeah.
And if you are where you are and you don't make change, then you become obsolete. You are unfit for the society, for your company, for your business. So you always have to strive for change and keep continuing, keep learning new things, keep developing new solutions. So that's what I think.
Yeah.
Be ready to change, keep learning,
Yeah. Keep
and
growing.
have faith in the God.
Yeah. God or higher power, whatever anybody
Yes.
believes in.
God,
Yeah.
higher power, superpower.
Yeah. Well, Papa, this has been so helpful and informative. I'm so proud of everything that you've done for our family. I'm honored to be your daughter and to have had the opportunity to interview you today.
I am very proud, and this is the happiest moment of my life, that my daughter, my youngest daughter, is herself a successful entrepreneur. And
Papa.
she is very well sought in her line of business in the community. And you have accomplished, I think, more than what I have done in
That's
such a
not
short
true.
span of life.
Thank you, Papa. I don't think that's true. I look up to you so much, but I love you so much, and I'm so honored that you were able to be interviewed by me today. Well, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I hope that this was informative, especially for all of you entrepreneurs out there. Thanks again to my dad for sharing his tips and advice and insights. Feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with your family and friends as well. Thank you so much for tuning in with us.